What's good, YouTube? It's your boy Jelly coming at you with my second video. So today I'm ready to show y'all how to mix and master like your favorite artists.
Leaving the earth, yeah. I was so lost I did not know my worth, yeah. Wasting my time, I was so lost, put my life on the line. All in my mind, stars align, and I see inside.
Juice Wrld is who my main focus is today. So I'm ready to hop in FL and let's fucking get it. Alright, so I'm ready to open up some shit that me and my friend recorded, and I'm just gonna show you how I would mix it. Alright, so we just opened up FL, and I just want to let y'all guys know before I get started that this channel is not just a producer channel. I'm an artist too, so I'm ready to be showing y'all I got you with the mixing, production, all that. So let's fucking go. Alright, so I'll let you guys listen to this with no effects at all.
How we living, yeah. I ain't giving no forgiveness, no.
So obviously there's a huge difference there. So that just shows you how important mixing and mastering is to achieve an industry sound, you feel me? So let me just remove all of these effects real quick. Alright, so I took them off, and now I'm going to show you what I would do to mix this vocal from scratch. So always when you're mixing, you're going to want to start out with the EQ as your first thing on your vocal chain. And the first thing you should do is do a high pass filter or a low cut, whichever you want to call it. But you really want to take out some frequencies from around 150 hertz, right? So everything underneath 150, the bass frequencies, they're getting cut out. So I'll let you hear without it.
How we living, yeah. I ain't giving no forgiveness, no. Breaking records like.
Now I'm ready to turn it on.
How we living, yeah. I ain't giving no forgiveness, no. Breaking records like I'm Guinness.
As you can see, it just took out all those like lower bass frequencies, and it sounds already way better. It sounds better, but I'm gonna drop it down.
How we living, yeah. I ain't giving no forgiveness, no.
I'll bring it to like right there. Okay, now I'm gonna listen a little bit and find if there's any frequencies I don't like.
How we living, yeah. I ain't giving no forgiveness.
So I think I'm gonna do a little dip right here, like this.
How we living, yeah. I ain't giving no forgiveness, no. Breaking.
So that sounds good. Hold on. Now I'm gonna bring this up right here a little bit and bring this down a little bit. Alright, so that's just like a basic first EQ to kind of shape the vocal a little bit and get it sounding right. So this was
how we living, yeah. I ain't giving no forgiveness, no. Breaking records like I'm Guinness, yeah. Soon be booming with a business.
Okay, so now I'm gonna do a frequency sweep. I'm gonna take out the low again on this one. You don't have to do it, but just have it. And I'm gonna add around the 7,000 or 8,000. I'm gonna add a little boost, about like 5 dBs right here. You can see how many it is right here. It's +5, because that will make it sound like more aired out.
How we living, yeah. I ain't giving no forgiveness, no. Breaking records like I'm Guinness, yeah.
Like you can hear it, it just gets more high frequencies. And I am hearing some frequencies I don't like still, so I think that I need to do a frequency sweep to take them out.
How we live.
And what a frequency sweep is, before I do it, is you're pretty much just listening for any frequencies that sound boxy or like unpleasant to the ear, and you're just gonna listen to them first and then take them out, you feel me? So that's what we're gonna do.
How we living, yeah. I ain't giving no forgiveness.
So as you can hear, that sounds like super like boxy. It's like woo, like it's making some like whack ass noise. So
how we living, yeah. I ain't giving no forgiveness, no. Breaking records like I'm Guinness, yeah.
So you take it out, and now that frequency cannot be heard. And now I'm gonna do the same thing, and I'm gonna listen again.
How we living, yeah.
Oh yeah, so you instantly could hear that like boomy like bass noise. I'm gonna take that shit out.
How we living,
Yeah.
I ain't giving no forgiveness.
No.
Breaking records like I'm Guinness.
Yeah. So that already sounds way better. And I'm gonna listen for this one, but I don't think I need another. I don't think I need one.
How we living,
Yeah.
I ain't giving no forgiveness.
No.
Breaking records like I'm Guinness.
Yeah. See, I could take that frequency out, but I kind of want to keep it, keep the high frequencies in there. So now let's listen to what it sounds like with the EQ.
How we living,
Yeah.
I ain't giving no forgiveness.
No.
Breaking records like I'm Guinness.
So as you can hear, the vocals are way too quiet, and that's what a lot of people have trouble with, is they don't know how to use a compressor. And so what a compressor does is it completely deals with volume. So I have the FabFilter Pro compressor. You can use the FL Studio one. And so this is a FabFilter, what this looks like. And it has the same settings as the FL Studio compressor. There's 5 basic things: the threshold, ratio, attack, release, and gain. That's all you have to worry about. So I'm gonna teach you guys the basics of a compressor. All right, so the threshold is the loudness of volume at which the compressor kicks in. And as you lower the threshold, it kicks in at a lower volume. So if I lower this down, I'll just let you guys hear it. It'll be like really quiet.
How we living,
Yeah.
I ain't giving no forgiveness.
No.
Breaking records like I'm.
Because it's kicking in, compressing the vocals at a way lower volume. So a normal decibel level for your compressor is usually anywhere from like 10 dBs to like 30 at the max. But I usually, for my vocals, keep it around 14 and listen to what it sounds like from there.
How we living,
Yeah.
I ain't.
Hold up, let me reset. Oh, actually I can't. But as you can hear, now that I have the compressor on, it's already way louder, and that's mostly because of the gain. Next up, what I would go to is the attack. So for rap vocals, like we're doing here, like Juice WRLD and like any type rap vocals pretty much, you're gonna be singing fast. So obviously you're gonna want the compressor to be kicking in faster. So that's what the attack does. The attack is how quickly the compressor reduces the sound after the threshold has been reached. So if I just, a normal like rap attack that I would use is around 15 to 16 milliseconds, maybe like 20. So after you get the attack,
nice,
is the ratio. And a lot of people get confused on this, and a lot of people just don't know what the fuck it means, and like they get really confused because of the numbers. Like it says 3 4 4 1, like they get so confused because of those numbers, and I was one of those people. So to help you guys understand what those numbers mean, ratio refers to the amount of volume the compressor reduces when activated. So the higher the ratio, the more reduction. So basically, for every like decibel of sound that's coming in, it'll be reduced by 2. So if I have it to 1 to 1, it won't be reducing it at all. So it won't be.
How we living,
Yeah.
I ain't giving no forgiveness.
No. But once I turn on the ratio and I put it over 2 to 1, it'll start compressing.
How we living,
And you can see that through the red lines on top.
how we living,
Yeah.
I ain't giving no forgiveness.
No. So a normal ratio that I would suggest is anywhere from 2 to 4 to 1. And it doesn't, like, you don't have to copy my exact settings. That's what I used to do. I used to copy people's like exact settings, but it's really just, you got to listen. And with compressors, you have to listen to it with the beat playing, or else it'll just sound weird once you put the beat on. So that's what I'm gonna do. So I was just explaining what all the buttons do right there, and now I'm actually going to go through and compress this vocal. So what I pretty much did was I just listened until it sounded loud. Number 1, it's like you can hear it against the beat. Number 2, you can hear the small details and the loudness, but it's all balanced. You feel me? And that's pretty much what the compressor is all about. So next up, what you always are gonna need is Reverb. Reverb is my favorite plugin in the whole world. A lot of people don't understand Reverb either. All it is, it's supposed to make the voice sound more natural. It makes an artificial room, and FL Studio visualizes that with this little picture here. And a lot of people know how to use it, but they only know how to use the wet slider. That's all they know how to use. This determines the size of your room. The diffusion, this controls how many walls are in the room to help it reverberate, if you want to get technical. But yeah, let's listen.
How we living,
Yeah.
I ain't giving.
Okay, I didn't have it on. Let's listen again.
How we living,
Yeah.
I ain't giving no forgiveness.
No. So as you can hear, now it has like a kind of an echo to it, and it sounds like it's in a room. I'll play it without it now.
How we living,
Yeah.
I ain't giving no forgiveness.
No.
Breaking
As you
records
hear,
like
now
I'm
it's on.
Guinness.
Yeah.
Soon be
So yeah, it sounds way better with the reverb. And another little sauce that people don't know is this damp meter right here. So this controls how many high frequencies it'll be allowing. So if it's all the way through, it'll be reverbing like all the high frequencies.
How we living,
Yeah.
I ain't giving no forgiveness.
No.
Breaking records like I'm Guinness.
Yeah. So as you can hear, when it was all the way on, a lot of the higher frequencies were being exaggerated. So I like to just turn that up a little bit. It just lets it get on more of the higher frequencies. So yeah, like I said, you don't need a lot of reverb, because a lot of people, I'll let you hear what it sounds like with this bitch like all the way up.
How we living,
Yeah.
I ain't giving.
Like I've heard songs where people put it that high. You want it to be noticeable, but not too noticeable, you feel me?
How we living,
Yeah.
I ain't giving no forgiveness.
No.
Breaking records like I'm Guinness.
Yeah. So that's fire.
How we living,
Yeah.
I ain't giving no forgiveness.
No.
Breaking records like I'm Guinness.
Alright, so that's fire. So usually I do this first, but for the sake of the tutorial, I just wanted to show you guys Autotune. So this is probably the greatest plugin in the entire world. When you get a beat, what I usually do is before I even put it in FL Studio, I'll find the key. And this is, some people, they have so much trouble finding the key of the beat. So I'm ready to give you all some sauce for the people who don't want to like install a program or something. There's a website you can use, and I'm ready to pull it up. Alright, so the website, I'll put it in the description, audiokeychain.com. All you have to do on this website is drag in the beat that you're using and click upload tracks. And you wait a second. And boom. It tells you the key. So usually I don't do the first one. I go with the second key that it suggests. That's usually the right one. And yeah, so it says BB, and just match that in your Autotune software. I'm using Autotune 8.1. Put it on major, or I'll let you guys hear it without first.
How we living,
Yeah.
I ain't giving no forgiveness.
No.
Breaking records like I'm Guinness.
So obviously it could be better. Like I'm not the best singer. So now let's introduce the Autotune.
How we living,
Yeah.
I ain't giving no forgiveness.
No.
Breaking records like I'm Guinness.
Yeah.
Soon be booming with a business.
Yeah.
Thoughts be changing with the season.
So yeah, it sounds better now that there's Autotune on it. So what the retune speed does is this changes how much Autotune is going to be applied. So if I put it on 0, you can hear it's going to be super.
How we
Autotune.
living,
Yeah.
I ain't giving no forgiveness.
No.
Breaking record.
So yeah, it's super auto-tuned. So a normal retune speed is like 20, but I just put it on 12 because it sounds better. And you can do humanize too if you want to. That'll just make the vocals sound more human-like. Alright, so the final thing that I'll add to a mix is a de-esser. And so what this does is you can hear that shit does not sound good. You don't want S noises in your recording. Alright, so what happens if you turn it up like way too much and put way too much de-essing on, it'll sound like you have a lisp, and that just doesn't sound good in the mix. So avoid putting too much, just make it so if you can't remove it all the way, just do it as best as you can without making it sound like you have a lisp. You feel me? So
Guinness,
no,
breaking records like I'm Guinness.
yeah,
Soon be booming with the business.
yeah.
Thoughts be changing with the season. Snapchat for the scheming.
So you can still hear the S noises, but it's not hurting your ears, so it's fine. So if you're getting your beats off YouTube also, they're gonna be mixed way differently than your vocals, and sometimes it'll be clashing with your vocals. So I have, this whole time I've had a EQ on the actual song, and let me play it without the EQ real quick.
How we living,
Yeah.
I ain't giving no forgiveness.
No.
Breaking records.
So as you can hear, the beat is kind of overpowering the vocal. And now if I turn on this EQ,
How we living,
yeah,
I ain't giving no forgiveness.
no,
Breaking records like I'm Guinness.
yeah,
Soon be booming with the business.
yeah.
Thoughts be changing with the seasons.
So yeah, as you can hear, now the vocal's cutting through. And let me just give you guys some sauce real quick. 5 right here at about like 1300 hertz, that's where the vocal sits, like mainly. So you can do a little dip right here and the vocal will sit like super nice on a MP3 YouTube beat that you pull in. And I never knew this before until a while ago, and the beats would always drown out my vocals and it was super annoying. But you just put a quick little EQ on it and it's all good. Alright guys, so that's basically the basics to mixing vocals. And if you want to see any other content, either producing or mixing, just let me know, because I'm ready to be uploading a lot. And yeah guys, that's pretty much it. I'm ready to play this song for you, and it's been Jelly, and I'm out.
Hey. How we living,
Yeah,
I ain't giving no forgiveness.
no,
Breaking records like I'm Guinness.
yeah,
Soon be booming with the business.
yeah.
Thoughts be changing with the seasons. Snapchat for the scheming. Gas pack, then I'm leaving. Leaving the earth, yeah. I was so lost I did not know my worth, yeah. Wasting my time. I was so lost, put my life on the line. All in my mind. Stars align and I'm seeing signs. Number 9, costing dollar signs. Keep to yourself, it's not show and tell. You tryna buy what I'm tryna sell. It's a hard world, like come on girl, I don't wanna go the other way. Living lavish, feel established, and I don't know another way. Write my own rules so I can't lose, and I don't care what you say. There's no bad news, no excuses. Why they ask me how I'm moving. How we living,